Hey guys, Chandler Bing here with a crazy card trick tutorial. Here's one that you guys are going to like that some of you may have already seen in a previous live stream. If you guys aren't aware, I do live streams every once in a while. I'll just jump on, answer some questions. And if you guys aren't on top of those, you're going to miss out on some quality grade A content that you guys have missed. So make sure to subscribe and hit that little button so you guys get all the notifications and know when Piggy's on. And here's that trick that I'll teach you guys, showing you that you really didn't miss much because I'm teaching it anyways. And it's a card trick because I know how much you guys love card magic. Oh boy, I'm so excited. So here we're going to have a deck of cards. We're going to take out any sort of special cards that come with the deck. And we're going to have a little bit of a card trick in our hands. We're going to have the deck mixed by a participant of clean hands. And now we're going to have any card chosen by a spectator. In this case, let's say they picked the, oh man, that's a different trick. We have the 8 of hearts. 8 of hearts. This card is subsequently lost somewhere in the middle of the deck, never to be seen again by either you or a participant. That's a lie. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have a card. Did I mention subscribe? Did I? Okay, so now what you do is that you hand a deck to a spectator and you tell them to deal the cards onto your hand one at a time. So they're going to deal the cards to your hand, and you make sure that the spectator's hand are clean because, you know, many times you give the deck to a spectator and I don't know about you, but lay people in my part of the town, they tend to have dirty fucking hands. So here, they're dealing cards on your hand, and they stop whenever it is that they want. Let's say they stop right there. We go, great, sir. So let's try this. I don't know if you ever were heartbroken as a child, but one of the ways that I chose partners was with a game called Loves Me, Loves Me Not. So what this entails is that you take one petal of a rose and then you save it, and that's loves me. And then you take another petal and you throw it away, and that's loves me not. So loves me, loves me not. 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 The childhood memories are flowing. Loves me not. Loves me, loves me not. Loves me, loves me not. Until we're left with just 2 cards, sir. We're left with 2 cards. Do me a favor. Take these 2 cards in your own hands, and I want you to hand me either card. So let's say the spectator hands you this card. You go, are you sure? Are you sure right there? You want me to hand this one? All right. You could have handed me the other one, but you chose to hand me this one. Loves me. That loves me. You, how's this look? Oh, yeah. That's, that's a trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to do all the things that people do. Hey, boy! I didn't know you wanted to learn how to do it. I just thought you were satisfied with the crazy performance. Turns out you guys are harder than I imagined. So here we're going to have a regulation deck of cards used. This is a genuine mixed shuffled deck of cards. You don't need any sort of setup. The only setup you need is to find a participant, which is actually harder than you would think. So here we're going to have any card picked. In this case, it's the 9 of clubs. And this card is going to get control to the top in your favorite way. I like to insert my pinky in there like it's the 70s and you don't care. And that card is going to get control to the top of the deck via double undercut. So whatever it takes for you to get that card from the middle of the deck to the top of the deck without the spectator realizing is what you're going to do for this clever bit of prejudice. So now you hand the deck to the spectator and you inform them that they are to deal the cards into your hand one at a time. At this point, you could employ the use of a very clever Paul Curry subtlety here, where after they've dealt the top card and a couple cards to your hand, which, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, the top card is their card. So when they deal that card to your hand, you're good to go. You could tell them, oh, sir, you could actually shuffle the deck before you deal the cards. If that makes you satisfied, I know that oftentimes is enough to satisfy a partner. And they do that. They can mix the deck up before they shuffle. They could they could do one of these. If they do one of these, then you're performing for the wrong crowd. But they shuffle the deck in whatever way they want, and they deal the cards. And you inform them that they could stop whenever it is that they want. So let's say they stop right here. You go, that's great, sir. Do me a favor, remove some cards because that's too fucking many. JK, you could do it for however many cards they deal in your hand, but it is going to be a longer trick. So that's it. So now they're holding onto the deck and you're holding onto the stack with their card on the bottom. Now you're going to employ the use of this little bit of a technique. Usually when it comes to this, it's a down-under deal. However, the down-under deal requires a certain amount of cards that I'm too lazy to count. So instead what I do is that I do a buckle. I press my finger up here on the upper right corner, which allows me to get my pinky right above the bottom card of the stack, which if you haven't figured it out, is the spectator's card. Man, if you guys aren't subscribed to this, honestly, then you guys are missing out. You guys are because this is some good quality stuff. Look at how hard that pinky is in there. You think you'd get that if you weren't subscribed? Bitch. So here, now guess what? You're going to get ready for this wonderful little move here that is a little bit of a sequence that we've all heard about before. The loves me not. So you could talk about your childhood and how that was the choosing method for your partners. But ultimately, you're going to take one card and throw it on the table. Take the next card and you're going to insert it into the little break. Now, you're not going to mention the fact that it's going on the bottom. That should be implied by the action. However, the card is really going second from the bottom. You see the hotness here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's technically what's happening, keeping that bottom card on the bottom all the while. So now, when you toss this card and say loves me not and loves me, the implication is that that card is going on the bottom. However, that card is going second from the bottom, preserving that original bottom card. So loves me not, loves me. And you're going to go through the whole stack like this, which is why you encourage the spectator to deal as few cards as possible so that you don't have to go through the whole deck in this way and look like a doofus as you keep saying loves me not, loves me, loves me not, loves me. But obviously when I'm saying loves me not, I'm tossing them. When I say loves me, they go in that gap. And you do this until you're left with just two cards. And here you're going to make use of one of my favorite things, equivocate, depending on where you're from. So you're going to hand these two cards to the spectator, and you're going to tell them that in a moment, you want them to hand you one of the cards. And it's going to be a very important decision that they're going to make. So it's very important that they think about this heavily, much like a life insurance policy, before they hand it to you. So here, they're left with two cards. They hand you one. Assuming they hand you their card, which is the 9 of clubs, you're done. You go, are you sure? You want to change your mind? No? Okay. You could have handed me any one of those cards, but instead you chose to love me. That's great. Here, let's say they hand you this card, right? Let's say they hand you this card, which is not their card. So you chose to keep one card in your hand, sir. Do me a favor. What was the card you picked? And of course, they're going to say the 9 of clubs. You go, okay, loves me. And they're holding on to their card. So either way, you just get them to turn over this card, and you have a little bit of a hot miracle on your hands where you apparently have this whole shuffle procedure. They've dealt cards into your hand, and there's no way that you've ended up with their card. But guess what? You have. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys practiced that and learned that for future reference. Oh boy, I'm going to go figure out different ways to ingest odds, but not get demonetized by YouTube. Oh boy, I'm so hungry I could hardly think. But all I have to eat is this delicious, large, extra cheese pizza from Domino's and this pod. I wonder which will make the bulk of my decision for my ingestion. This wonderfully delicious cheese pizza from Domino's, known for their great quality in pizzas, also known for their use of fresh ingredients. Or should I ingest this pod, known for its properties and ability to clean clothing? The pizza looks really, really good, but so does the pod. This is a really, really hard decision.
See you again, when I 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 see you again, when I